The clatter and clamour of a busy kitchen near Warsaw as two families prepare for supper. Eugenia and her partner Alina have been taken in by a Polish family they've never even met, along with 12-year-old Sasha and Marina, who's just 5. A few days ago, it was a different kind of crashing they heard from their apartment in Kiev, the terrifying roar of Russian bombs raining down on their home city.
The evening, we started to hear these explosions more often, and we really realized that it's time to leave. So maybe I still had doubts, and I was hoping that maybe next day it will all stop. And Alina said, "Okay, I take children and go." I don't remember that we even told something to children, but we were talking to each other, so Sasha understood what is happening, and Marina, she was just scared. So when I was packing, she took her best dress and put it into our luggage and said, "Mom, will we get back?" I said, "Of course we will."
Eugenia said she would have stayed to fight like her sister if it wasn't for the kids, but her relief at being safe with her family is clear.
I cannot tell how much we are grateful for all the Poland and all the people here. They are just, it's amazing. So I couldn't even imagine that there will be so much support from Poland. Really, it's like. So we are living now in a house of one Polish family. They have 3 kids, their own, and now they have all of us with our dog, with a cat.
Despite such a short time knowing each other, these two families seem to share a deep bond. Mum of 3, Violetta, says she was well prepared for the likelihood that their stay would last much longer than a few days.
Tak naprawdę mam takie poczucie, że przyjechali do mnie znajomi. Ktoś.
I don't see them as strangers. I feel like they're my friends come to visit.
Przyjęcie kogoś obcego do domu.
Eugenia and Alina are very lovely. It's not a problem for us at all.
Wspaniałe kobiety.
Since the Russian invasion began, we've heard so much about the generosity of the Poles in welcoming refugees from Ukraine. But it doesn't really feel real, I think, to us in the UK until you actually come into a home where a Polish family has welcomed complete strangers into their daily lives. And everybody is coexisting in a pretty merry chaos, really. Everybody is mucking in together and trying their best to make this work, not really knowing how long it's going to be for. Eugenia and her family are among 1.5 million Ukrainians who've fled the violence in their country and come to Poland. Among those making it across the border to safety were 20 sick children, many of them battling cancer. They've come from Kharkiv, a large city in the east which is being flattened by Vladimir Putin's forces. He says it's to denazify Ukraine. The faces of these children tell a different story. And despite the heroism of aid workers helping on the border, it's clear to me that even those who work for charities struggle to come to terms with what they are seeing.
This is the most tragic moment when you see children crying. You know, the first time I was on the border in the reception point, I saw drawings on a wall, and one of them was the simple one, "Daddy, I love you," and they're heartbroken. Yes, and these are the pictures that will stay with me for whole my life, and I hope they will find themselves soon.
Western nations have been remarkably unified in their support for Ukraine. Kamala Harris, the US Vice President, visited Warsaw on the day we filmed to shore up the NATO alliance. But the warm words stop short of direct military help on a scale that the Ukrainians would like. And with refugee numbers now threatening a humanitarian crisis in Poland as well as Ukraine, ministers here are calling on friends like Britain to do more.
Nie mamy najmniejszej wątpliwości, że są pewne ograniczenia. No, co do tego nikt nie ma wątpliwości.
It's only 1.5 million refugees now, but there could be millions more to come.
No, ale jeśli działania wojenne na Ukrainie nie zakończą...
And if that's the case, then we will be asking our British friends and other European friends to accept more refugees.
For many back in the UK, the efforts to help Ukraine's refugees have left a lot to be desired, with only minimal numbers accepted and huge bureaucratic hurdles for the rest. There are signs now that that may change, but it's clear that Ukraine's trauma will not end soon, and Britain may soon have to wrestle with an immigration crisis to match any we've seen before. Isabel Oakeshott, GB News.